Hi, hello. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing fine and feeling A-okay. This is your good buddy, Nick Prill of Mint English. And yes, it's time for another session into the world of English grammar. Applied English grammar at that. We've been talking about grammar for quite some time now, and honestly speaking, we have a long way to go. Have you noticed something? Well, normally I speak at a very slow pace. But, well, considering that we've been together for quite some time now, I'm trying to get closer and closer to the natural pace or casual communication pace in English. That is to help you develop or improve your listening skills. Today we're going to start talking about subject-verb agreements. Now, as we have done so in the past, we're also going to be doing it today and in the succeeding days. We have always tried, and we will always try, to simplify grammar. In short, grammar put into use. Applied practical grammar. Like I said earlier, we're going to start talking about subject-verb agreements in English grammar. Subject-verb agreements, actually, folks, is an area where so many people, so many communicators make mistakes. It is a very common area for mistakes. And so, as early as now, what I suggest is for you to remember and for you to practice. In English, subjects and verbs are very much related. Subjects, more often than not, are nouns or pronouns. Subjects are what we talk about in a sentence. Verbs, on the other hand, are action words or connecting words. That is why we have linking verbs. Now, subjects and verbs must always agree with each other in each and every sentence we write down or utter using the English language. They must always agree. Examples. My mother is a teacher. My mother is a teacher. The verb there is a linking verb. It is is. Is has to or had to agree with mother. Mother is one or is singular, and mother is in the third person singular in that sentence, because we are talking about mother. My mother is a nutritionist, or is a teacher, or is a doctor. Now, let's have a plural sentence. My sisters, they're my sisters. Sisters is more than one. 2, 3, 4, 5, definitely more than one. My sisters are doctors. Why? Because the linking verb are has to agree with sisters, which happens to be plural. We're going to talk more about is and are as we move on. In the meantime, let's consider some special problems in terms of subject-verb agreements. Let's go back to the linking verbs or the auxiliary verbs. These are helping verbs. The helping verbs do and does. Okay? Do, D-O, has a negative form. It is do not, or the short form, don't. Do, do not, or don't will always be used with I, we, you, and they. All right? I do not like you. I don't like you. Okay. We don't play soccer in the evening. We play soccer during daytime. They don't like noisy people. You don't like me? Really? See? So, do, don't, or do not will always be used with I, we, you, and they in terms of pronouns. Now, normally people make mistakes here. Okay? But please remember not to make a mistake. Always use do not, or don't with the pronouns I, we, you, and they. Now, in comparison to does, D-O-E-S, the auxiliary verb or helping verb does not, or doesn't. Okay? Does is the affirmative, does not or doesn't is the negative. Will always be used for the third person singular. What is third person again? It refers to someone or something we are talking about. It will always be used with the pronouns he, she, and it. All right? He does play the piano. He does not love you. He doesn't love you. Okay? The same with she. She does. She does play the guitar. She doesn't play the ukulele. Or it. It bites. It does bite. Be careful with that dog. Or for the negative sentence, it doesn't. It doesn't bite. That dog is friendly. It doesn't bite. Okay? Normally, you would hear other people say or make mistakes here in sentences like, he don't love you no more. Right? There are times when we get to hear other people use sentences like the one I just said. He don't love you no more. Grammar for that sentence is wrong. Why? Because as we talked about earlier, he should be used with with does or does not. Let me say that again. Allow me to correct myself. He will always be used with does not, or doesn't. The same with she. She does not, she doesn't. The same with it. It does not, it doesn't. On the other hand, we use do with I do. We do. You do. And they do. Same is true for the negatives. I don't, we don't, you don't, they don't. Very simple. It's a very simple lesson. However, if you will pay close attention to people you talk to every day, you would notice that it also is a very common area where people make mistakes. And so we're not going to talk more about subject-verb agreements today. We actually have so many topics under subject-verb agreements. We're going to be inching through them in our succeeding sessions. That would be all for today, guys. However, I urge you to please practice. Please practice using do, does not, or doesn't, and do not, and don't the proper way, in order to make sure that every time you use the auxiliary verbs do, don't, or does and doesn't, your subject will always agree with the verb or that auxiliary verb. The auxiliary verb do or the auxiliary verb does. That's all for today. Please remember, practice is what we need. Have a nice day.